welcome to the Adrian Area Chamber program, Ask a Member. I'm Ann Hughes with the Adrian Area Chamber of Commerce, and today it's my pleasure to welcome Mike Niklowitz, who is architect and owner of Adrian Design Group right across the street from us.
Yeah, thank you. It's good to be here.
So, Nick, Mike, tell us a little bit about your business. How did you get started? How long have you been in business?
Well, we're kind of a full architectural service industry business, and we've started in March of 2009 and have had a steady load of work both locally and regionally over the past 3.5 years. And we do a lot of a variety of things, but one of our main products is retirement communities. So that and healthcare.
I didn't know either of those things. You've done so much in downtown Adrian. Retail-wise, some of the buildings downtown, and I know you're working out at the lakes at Manitow Beach. I didn't. Tell me about the retirement communities. Where do you do those?
I have a few clients who develop these in Ohio, mainly, all over Ohio. There's Kalida, Ohio, and Dayton, Ohio, and Lipsick, Ohio. I have a couple of projects, and they're mainly assisted living or skilled care facilities. Sometimes they're an addition, sometimes they're new buildings, but it's been real steady work.
Anything going on in downtown Adrian right now?
In downtown Adrian, we're doing some historic preservation on some of the buildings. They're finishing up. They're old projects that have been kind of come back to life, and we're finishing up Joanne Steele's building and Copeland Furniture building, and the other couple are the Tea Room and Sauce Restaurant were a couple that we had finished up, last year, but nothing current, nothing starting up brand new.
Okay, what are some of the other buildings around town that you've worked on?
Around the general area, we've worked on a building in Tecumseh. It's A.J. Smith Recreation Center. We worked on that with Krieghoff Lenawee Company, and it's finishing up. They have a ribbon cutting ceremony this week on the 17th. So that will be opening up, and people can kind of look at that new facility. Another one in Clinton is a preschool that we are finishing up, I think, in 2 weeks. It's a preschool for Clinton Community Schools, and it turned out really nice. It's on Michigan Avenue right next to the police station.
Okay.
The Manitow Beach, we just did a building out there. It's kind of a unique building. It was an old bait shop building, and we basically demoed the whole building and rebuilt on the same footprint. And this building has a lighthouse on the top of the roof, a 25-foot high lighthouse.
Oh my goodness.
So it's quite a landmark. And we're getting ready to start another building right across the street from that.
So you're part of that general renovation and restoration that they're doing out at the lakes, trying to restore the Manitow Beach area.
Yeah.
To its
generated
former
a lot
glory.
It's generated a lot of excitement from the local community.
Oh, that's good.
So.
Any other projects down the pike up there?
Yeah, right across the street we're going to have a retail shop right across from the Lighthouse building. It will be about a 4,000 square foot building.
That's good size.
Yeah.
Do you know what it's going to be, or is it just a spec right now?
It's spec'd right now, but it probably will be ice cream parlor, coffee shop, and then maybe 1 or 2 other retail stores within that.
Okay. Let's tell us about the company itself. Where you're located, are you, I don't know if you're a one-man shop? Do you have other
no.
staff?
Yeah, I have other staff. I have Ellen Beaker, who's project manager. He works for me full-time. And I also have Jake Wright, who is an intern right now. He's going to U of M for his architectural degree. I also have Danielle Maludi, who helps. She was working full-time for me for the past couple of years, but she's gone back to Ohio State to get her architectural license.
Oh, okay.
So I've been getting a lot of young, really active kids that are
Well, that's good.
Are helping out with the company.
Do you think they'll come back?
Yeah,
once
I'm
they
hoping.
Get their degrees?
I'm hoping so. Yeah, I mean Jake right now still works part-time.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's worked out real well.
What's been the most challenging building you've ever done, or project?
Well, prior to starting Adrian Design Group, I worked for another company, and I did a high-rise in Ann Arbor, and it was challenging because of the size of the project. It was about a $11 million project, and it was a student housing project, and it was very kind of a retro sort of a look, and had some unique ideas to it, you know, with how the units were set up. And it went on, the design part of that went on for about a year, but it was very, very involved, a lot of detail in that building, but it turned out really nice.
Was that a project for the university or a
No,
private?
it was a private developer, and he filled up the building really quickly, so it was a successful project.
What has been the most fun project?
Well, I'm working on a project right now with Lenawee Intermediate School District, and it's called Seed House, and it's kind of a collaborative sort of effort. It is a house that's going to be built on the agricultural center site.
Okay.
And this house is going to be kind of a demo house. It's going to show some energy efficient ways to build. It's going to have exposed parts of the structure so that you can get in there and really see what's behind the drywall.
Is that part of the Center for Sustainable Development, or is this something totally different?
It is a separate project on the same site, but
Okay.
it kind of rolls into the whole sustainability idea, but it brings it down to a residential level. And the LISD students are going to actually get involved in this. So
Okay, so their building trade students are going to be involved?
yes, yeah.
That's a wonderful program, and the new center is going to be a tremendous asset in our community and learning tool.
I agree. I'm glad to be a part of that.
Yeah, that's great. So what do you want to be? If you could build anything or design anything, what's your dream? What would you love to do?
You know, I liked that high-rise housing project. I thought that was it was a neat project because it had a lot of unique ideas that were kind of designed into the building that weren't really, it wasn't really a building that you can go and look at past history of buildings because it had unique layouts in the units, and so that was interesting. I like any projects that you develop new ideas and you take advantage of the new building technologies, and you know, you kind of work at the design a little bit. So that's, you know, in general, that's the type of projects I like.
You can see from your work that you're not a cookie cutter architect. You know, you want everything to be unique and really designed specifically for the need and the use that that project's going to be at.
Well, that's part of our underlying philosophy in our company, is to really not so much take credit for the projects based on our design skills, but to kind of bring out the needs of the clients. You know, what are their needs, what are their styles, what are their flares, and then help them to develop their ideas. And
Okay.
it's worked out well.
That's good. Now, you've done a lot of work in downtown Adrian, and I'm assuming other places in the community too. Off the top of your head, do you have like a vision? I mean, how do you envision Adrian to look, or how would you like to see Adrian looking 10, 15, 20 years from now?
I'd like to see it, and you see it starting to develop, to be more vibrant, to fill up all the vacant buildings, to maybe bring some of the students into the downtown area, and to just, you know, watch it build up so that in the evening, you know, when the businesses close their doors, the streets don't go quiet. I'd like to see, you know, a lot of activity happening.
Kind of like a mini Ann Arbor when you go over.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe not as obviously as many students are that, but when you think of the number of students that we have in this community, at least 9 months out of the year.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, downtown is just like a blank slate waiting to be filled up and attract them and bring them down here.
Yeah, it's coming back little by little.
Yeah, it is. It is growing and getting better. Any last thoughts before we wrap up? Is this your dream job? Is this what you always wanted to do?
You know, it would be tough for me to go back and work for an employer, I think, at this point. I've enjoyed these past 3.5 years kind of developing the company and bringing in help, you know, as needed, and being able to be driving the direction of the company. I like that part of it.
And you're growing new talent and giving opportunities to youth, and that's so important as we move forward.
Yeah. And there's a lot of talent out there.
Yeah. And I don't think I've ever talked to a business owner who said, gosh, I wish I could go back and work for somebody else again. So I understand where you're coming from there.
Right.
Mike, thank you very much. Thank you for all the work that you do in this community.
Okay.
And we look forward to seeing what's next on your agenda.
Well, thank you, Ann.
Thank you.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.